How you doing, good people? This is the 8-Bit Animal. And with school starting back up real soon, I figured this would be a good time to talk about an edutainment title. Thing is, of all the edutainment titles released on the NES, there were those really quirky little Sesame Street games. Those were decent, and they were for a specific age group, and that was fine. Today's game, however, in my humble opinion, is probably the best edutainment title released on the NES. It's part of a series that, for a lot of folks, is the high watermark when it comes to edutainment video games, period. It was so popular, so well known, that there was a game show based around the premise of the game on PBS, and it ran for a few years, and it was very popular. There was a Fox Kids animated series in the late 90s or early 2000s, something like that. Either way though, all that aside, today's game is the NES port of the second game in that franchise. It was originally developed and published by Broderbund, but Konami handled things for the NES port of the game. Today, we're going to take a look at where in time is Carmen Sandiego. Now, where in time is Carmen Sandiego kind of works the same way that Where in the World worked, where you're an agent for the Acme Detective Agency, and you're trying to stop Carmen and her henchmen from committing these wild acts of larceny around the world, and in this instance, around time. And you do that by hopping in your time machine called the Chrono Skipper, and you go to different points in history where Carmen has stolen a lot of random stuff, right? And your job is to find out what was stolen, find clues that will lead you to who probably committed this crime, get a warrant for their arrest, and track them down. Retrieve what was stolen, get it back to who it was stolen from. And a lot of this is handled with menus and some really interesting static combinations of static screens and screens with very little animation in it. And all that is fine because this game works just like the PC versions of the game. And those PC titles are staples, were staples in middle school computer labs all over the country. And for my money, they kind of having to learn this stuff and get acclimated and all that stuff, and it makes you learn about different things in history, i.e. One of the things that are stolen initially, some stuff is stolen from Salvador Dali, some stuff is stolen from Ivan the Terrible. Like, it's really, really interesting. And the game, initially when it was released, it came with with its own reference book, a little pocket encyclopedia that gave you all the information you needed to beat the game. You just had to take the time to to look through it and find the notes that you needed. So, yeah, Where in Time is Carmen Sandiego is a fantastic video game. And it's a great tool to teach a kid history. If you still have an NES and you want to teach a kid some history, sit them down with a copy of this. You know, you can do it old school and find the pocket encyclopedia if your copy didn't come with it, or make them use Google and limit their searches. I think this is a great tool, and yeah, the old school Carmen Sandiego games were great ways to teach kids a lot of really interesting things, from geography to history. There's one specifically about American history. It's a lot of stuff, and I'm a big fan of this series, and Konami did a wonderful job with porting and publishing this NES port. Now, if you want a copy of Where in Time is Carmen Sandiego on NES, loose carts without any of the instructional material, like $5. Complete copies, you might be able to find a copy for about $35. I personally like that this game isn't incredibly expensive because it's an educational tool. It shouldn't be incredibly prohibitive, because I don't care what nobody say. We got the internet, blah, blah, blah. I don't care. This is a really good educational tool, and if you have a way to get a kid excited about learning, even using the NES, I'm a big fan of that. So, yeah. This is a good educational tool. If you have a way to play it, get a copy. Teach the youth. Damn it. This has been the 8-Bit Animal. And I'll catch you beautiful people tomorrow. Tomorrow. I promise this game is an absolute action game masterpiece. Problem is, nobody played it.